Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Marvel Champions live stream. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. Welcome to 2026. It's insane that we are already here. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday as well as New Year's. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's already almost halfway through January. Like, I don't know what time means anymore. But we're back. We're going to be playing at least one game today, and I have a fun video thought exercise that came from a comment that we will talk about here very soon. But over the New Year's, we played just so much of the gang. Oh my gosh, we played so much gang. It was crazy. That's definitely been a game that has been hitting our tables very, very frequently, to the point where like our components are starting to get worn out. But I did see that they announced like a deluxe version that they're releasing, I believe, at Gen Con. And I think just at this point, I'm just going to support Cosmos and buy that deluxe version just because we play a lot of it and I need a new deck of cards anyways. So nice. Ooh, trying to think of anything else that we played. Oh, we finally did get to try Take Time. Take Time was a game from Asmodee that came out last year. It's a Mind-esque style game where it's limited communication, cooperative game where you're trying to lay down cards in a very specific order. And it has like this like restrictions on what cards can be laid around this 6-slot kind of circle. It's a clock. And then like each slot has to increase as it goes around. And there are 2 different suits. Fantastic. I thought reading the rule, it's one of those games that like reading the rule book and playing, the difference in the actual vibe of the game was pretty significant. When I was reading the rulebook, I was like, okay, this seems a little easy, but after playing it, the tactical choices that you have to make on your turn when you play what card where, if you're going to play it face up, face down, amazing. Actually amazing. So we played a decent bit of that. And then right after New Year's, I got double punched. Well, actually just single punched with like some sort of cold, and I was just like, oh my goodness. So hopped up on medicine now, and we're back. Nice stuff. So I wanted to start today's stream with a conversation that came from a comment from Mark Griffiths that talked about a legacy deck building kit or a legacy deck building pack. And I thought it'd be fun to walk through and talk about some of the cards that would be fun to see reprinted in like either upcoming hero packs, to see kind of the archetypes in some of these different aspects be revitalized, or I think kind of the concept or the thought experiment, what is if they printed a pack of cards that was like 10 cards that you could put in to the current environment to kind of really ramp that up and make it a little bit more robust. So what I did is I went through and I chose 2 cards from every aspect that are currently in the legacy environment that are not supported in the current environment, and 2 cards from every aspect as well as 2 cards from basic to create a 10-card pack, or 10 cards that I hope to see reprinted in future heroes that will keep the aspect feeling like what the aspect normally feels like to me. So I don't know. I feel like I'm having a hard time explaining this. I feel like there are specific cards, probably archetype defining cards in an aspect that make the aspect what it is. And so I came up with a couple of cards, and as you're watching either live or on the replay, be thinking about what cards you would think or would be fun to have reprinted to keep it up. What's up, the old ops? How you doing? All right. So let's start with aggression. Aggression, I thought, and I definitely should have written down what packs they were from. I'm pretty sure this first one is from Wasp. I put Boot Camp. So one of the things that I like about or one of the things that I like that you can do in aggression is lean away from your hero doing a lot of that damage and then kind of leaning into the troop commander archetype where you have a lot of your allies outputting a lot of damage. We do have pretty good allies in the current environment that can deal with minions or villain damage. I'm thinking like Two Gun Kid and stuff like that. And so Boot Camp giving +1 to every single one of my allies' attacks feels like something that would be nice to keep around for the current environment. What's up, Trap It? Prime Monday. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. So I feel like Boot Camp lends itself to a higher ally focus build in aggression rather than kind of souping up your heroes attacks or trying to lean into the event focused aggression builds that we see a lot of. And so Boot Camp gives a whole nother way to play both the aggression allies as well as some basic allies, or if you have a multi-aspect hero, slip some of them in there. The second one I have in here, I don't know if I like this that much, so I'm hoping that you all have a better answer for me. But I put Follow Through. This is from Galaxy's Most Wanted, Rocket. And I like Follow Through a lot more than Follow Through is good, if that makes sense. I really like the style of Follow Through, which, if you are unfamiliar with the card, whenever you deal damage or excess damage to an enemy, increase that excess damage by 1. And so this, the main application of this is overkill damage. So if you deal 3 overkill damage, if you have a follow through on the table, now you deal 4 overkill damage. It's just like a fun way to play and deck build, and I find a lot of satisfaction out of the follow through build. And follow through, I think I put on this list more as a hope to see that side of the archetype expanded. And so mainly I think I put follow through on this list hoping that we get to see more kind of excess damage archetype or theories kind of build into the aggression archetype or the aggression aspect, because I really like the follow through. Boot Camp is an amazing card that I never used. Boot Camp is a lot of fun. I like Boot Camp a good bit. It forces me to think about aggression differently. Definitely. What's up, Matt? How's it going? Happy New Year. Woo! Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. The idea of follow through is fun. You can combo that with cards like Moment of Triumph or Moment of Triumph is you heal 1 for every excess point of damage you deal. And then there's the aggression card. It starts with a C. I cannot think of it right now. It's a 3-cost aggression card that you remove threat from the main scheme based on the excess damage that is dealt. I believe it starts with a C. Into the Fray. It does not start with a C. Thank you, Jay Wheel. Yes, Into the Fray. So there are things that are, I guess, technically in the legacy environment right now. So if I'm saying I want follow through, I think I'm kind of saying I want these other cards as well. Hand Cannon probably gets to be thrown into that discussion as well. But things that you can do that are not just excess damage being applied as damage, but pulling another lever in the mechanics of the game. And that's cool. I really like building around, and I hope that we get to see that side of aggression flourish. But those are the two. I also made sure, or I didn't put any allies on this list. I thought that allies were, I don't know. I didn't put any allies on this list. What's up, WRX Wing? How you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So those are my aggression cards. Boot Camp and Follow Through. Currently, if you are just joining, we are building a wish list of the top 10 cards that we hope to see reprinted as the current environment does expand. What's up? Hey, Mr. Self-Destruct. I hope you got a kick out of your little moment in the Connie Heroes hype video. I literally just watched that as we were going. Just like an awkward wave. I loved it. It was great. Yeah. When I saw the footage. No, it was perfect. I just reposted it actually. Oh, it's so good. You can just say Rex. Sick. No, that video was so hype. I am now so pumped to go to Con of Heroes. It's May 30th ish, March. I don't know. Go watch the video. It's a fun video. Yeah, I just an awkward. I don't do good on camera. I would love a Wasp follow through hand cannon deck. Yep. And now that we have Savage Strike, that's one of the decks that I ran at MCDC. Savage Strike gives you +6 to your basic attack, which allows Wasp to spread that damage out when she's in giant form amongst multiple enemies and apply that follow through to as many minions as they can deal excess damage to. Absolute blast of a deck to play. Yeah, let's do it. Can't wait. I like to see the Avenger and Guardian leadership upgrade attachments all reprinted plus reinforced suit. That's a really good point. Let's talk about leadership cards. My first leadership card on the list is reinforced suit, and I put reinforced suit on this list. It's a 1-cost attachment that you can attach to an ally and give it +2 hit points. Great, because not only are you getting more activations out of that ally, you leave it on the table for longer if you have cards that are using them as batteries like Band Together or Strength in Numbers. Again, I know I'm talking a lot in legacy terms here, but it'd be nice to have them around for longer and then have them around longer, which allows you time to heal them if possible. So I really like reinforced suit, and I specifically picked reinforced suit because it was not locked to a tribe. I do like all of the tribes, but when I was building out this list, I was kind of thinking of it as a team agnostic list where you could buy this and it doesn't just support the Avengers. Now, if we had an Avenger pack, that would, that would be really cool. Is if you had like a Avenger booster or a Guardian booster and a X-Men booster, and it came with the key cards that came or that suited that team. And so maybe it's not even locked to like a single aspect or something. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. What's up, Gurismo? Marvel Champions Fitness Club plus 5 pounds, counting every calorie. Nice. And lifting since you posted that video and Web Warrior reacted. I hope be at your goal by Con of 2026. You're excited. Congratulations. That's amazing, Doc. That's amazing. Good for you. An uncanny aspect pack. Steal that idea. Yeah, that would be really cool. And so while I like the idea of Voltroning allies more so than I like the idea of using an ally to come in, thwart, block type, like normal cadence of an ally play, having Voltron allies feels fun, which probably goes back to my boot camp choice, right? So reinforced suit, mainly because it was agnostic. The second one that I have here is actually, I put Command Team, but now I'm starting to think, is Command Team actually in the... Command Team is in the current environment, right? Because it was printed with Maria Hill. Oh no! So, yay, we already got one. We already got one of the 9 that I put out there. Command Team having a reprint, I believe in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., was on my list, but Command Team allowing you to ready these allies and get them up and running. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna read some comments and think about the replacement for Command Team, because that's we already got it. Nice. Finally got Civil War. Was trying Hulkling's pre-con versus Captain America. Got overwhelmed with side schemes. Yeah. Hulkling, I find I will play his game more than playing the actual game of Marvel Champions, and I'll run behind. Yeah. Silk is getting harder to find. Oh no. So Ready for a Fight should 100% be reprinted. Yeah. Ready for a Fight is phenomenal protection card. It currently is in the current environment, but I hope that she's not super hard to find, because That would concern me. If our new heroes are starting to get hard to find, that concerns me. Stop hitting yourself as well. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we need a replacement for command team. What what does that look like? Honestly, honestly, I may just go with strength and numbers. Yeah, I think strength and numbers or band together. I would say one of those two. Strength and numbers is a better card than band together, but if we go back to a restricted card pool or a limited card pool, I think if we have strength and numbers in that card pool, we're going to see a lot of leadership decks that look exactly like a strength and numbers deck that we were seeing 4 to 5 years ago. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but I think I would prefer to see a band together, which is a worse card, still still decent. So that could work. But I do like Matt's idea. Clarity of Purpose feels like actually the card that I'm going to go with. I do like Clarity of Purpose there more because it opens up a lot of resource generators for people who don't necessarily have the resource generators at the expense of health. It's a one cost upgrade. Deal a damage to generate a wild resource. You can attach it to allies. You can attach it to friendly characters. You can attach it to yourself. So it has a lot of utility, and it is a fairly interesting trade-off to try and figure out, right? Do I want to take that damage, or do I want to save that health? So I like Clarity of Purpose. I think we're going to go with that. So Reinforced Suit, Clarity of Purpose are going to be the third and fourth cards in this reprint pack after Boot Camp and Follow Through. Clarity of Purpose with Captain Marvel goes crazy. Hey, that's who we're playing today. Yeah, because she can turn it directly into a card draw. That's cool. Yeah, I like Clarity of Purpose. That's a good one right there. I like that a lot. Very very broad in terms of application as well, which is if we're looking at only reprinting a very limited number of these cards, I think is an important thing to consider. It's just free real estate. Nelson using Clarity of Purpose with Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So aggression and leadership. Let's move on to the best aspect that there is. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Matt. We're getting there. Best aspect there is protection. I don't know if you all knew that, but it actually has been confirmed. Don't ask by who, but it has been confirmed that protection is the greatest aspect of all time. And protection, I have the first card. The best is pool. Alrighty, I like it. The best card the first card that I want to see redone in protection is Hard to Ignore. Hard to Ignore is a card that says after your hero defends and takes no damage, you can exhaust Hard to Ignore to remove a threat from the main scheme. You can have up to 3 of these, which helps the threat mitigation in the perfect defense build so much. That really is the weakness of the perfect defense build for a lot of heroes, is that because they're going into their turn exhausted, they do not have enough to thwart the main scheme, and we lose via thwart, and it becomes this like attrition game. Can we survive long enough to deal ping damage so that the villain, before the villain schemes out? And it gets challenging to do that sometimes. And so having Hard to Ignore, being able to remove with just one of them in true solo the threat that goes onto the main scheme every single turn, or if you have multiple of them, even more threat, that helps so much. And so Hard to Ignore solves a lot of the problems that we see without cards like that, or Not Today, or threat removal cards in green. That I think Hard to Ignore has to be one of those reprinted cards to have a healthy protection aspect in the current environment, assuming that they want protection to be the defending aspect. Also, you have a lot of heroes that if they have a higher defensive stat, typically they will have a lower thwart. And so that just compounds that problem. A very common stat line is that 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. And so if you're leaning into the 3 defense, you're leaning into the strength of the character. You are also amplifying the weakness of their threat mitigation. So Hard to Ignore helps. I have been surprised to hear that Hard to Ignore has not been reprinted. Yeah, I agree with you there, Trapit. I agree. It is kind of interesting. What doesn't kill me is Legacy. Yep, that was on the list. Unflappable, I believe, is Legacy. And that actually... Oh, that's a very, very close third for me. I think my second card does beat out Unflappable for me. But Unflappable... No, Unflappable was reprinted in the X-Men wave. Let me see. Unflappable was in Rogue, so technically it is in Legacy because Rogue is Legacy. Oh, geez. Oops. Electrostatic Armor is a good staple for Retaliate. Yep. And I think this is one of the issues with Protection is that Protection in the core set was not super great. It was not very, very playable. And so over the next like 2 waves, which are all Legacy, they fixed Protection. Protection got a lot better. And when you're rotating out everything but the core, it feels like Protection needs a lot more cards to be reprinted and reintroduced to bring it back to where it is on this level playing field with the other aspects. Core Protection was trash. Yeah, very, very true. And Matt does have the second card that I have on my list, the second Protection card that does beat out Unflappable, mainly because it is an entirely new archetype to play, is Repurpose. Repurpose is a 0-cost green card, discarded tech, ready your hero, choose one of their stats, they get plus X to that stat, where X is the cost of the card that you discarded. Blue Protection, blew a new archetype into Protection wide open. It when that was printed in Spider, it changed how people approach green. And I like the concept of having green be both defense and this like tech style play. You see a lot of tech cards, energy barriers, force field generators, electrostatic armor, name more. Anything in your hero kit, but those are the 3 that I remember in green. Those are the 3 main ones in green that I will usually repurpose, but it allows you to play a different style of green where you're not constantly defending, and it leads into this always ready situation. And so repurpose has to be on the list. Repurpose has to be on the list. It's so good. And so you have Hard to Ignore and Repurpose, Unflappable, very, very close to a third. And then Electrostatic Armor. There's a lot of cards that got rotated out of the current environment in green because there are so many key cards in green that came in those first couple waves after the core set. Be interesting to have more aspect cards like the Hard Call from Maria Hill, throw a tech card away. I could see that. That could be cool. I like Villain Theory's use of Repurpose and Psylocke. Ooh, I think I missed that. What is that one? Nightcrawler is still in print. That's good. Yeah. Nightcrawler. I like Nightcrawler a lot. If you say Repurpose into a mirror 3 times, Villain Theory burst through a wall, Kool-Aid Man style, repurpose at you. Yes. Yes. I am down with this lore. What's up? First time catching a live stream? Hey, got into the game around like Christmas this year? Welcome. Nice. Your videos and excitement around the game made me more excited to play each day. Awesome. Welcome to the game. Do you have a favorite hero yet? Oh, sick. I'm so happy you're here. That's fun. Very cool. Moving on to Justice. Justice, the first card that I have on Justice was the first card that I added to the list and the only one that I wrote down what pack it came from because I apparently got lazy after I wrote down one of these cards. Skilled Investigator. That came in Rise of Red Skull. Skilled Investigator is a staple to Justice. It's a 0-cost upgrade. Whenever a side scheme is defeated, you can exhaust it to draw a card. Really good card. Goes in almost all of my Justice decks, which now that I'm saying it, maybe I don't want to reprint it. Maybe I don't want cards that are in every single deck reprinted. Is that... I don't know. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But Skilled Investigator is a card where I will bring 3 of. It opens up a playstyle where you get to, like in Justice, play this like present giving or like gift giving style of play where you can play Skilled Investigators on people, play player side schemes, clear them, just help other players grow. I enjoy that play style. And so I feel like Skilled Investigator, yeah, it just goes in every single one of my decks. It's so good. Yeah, it's really, really solid. I think Justice staples are Skilled Investigator, Multitasking, and Spider-Man. Yep. Float Like a Butterfly. Float Like a Butterfly is a really good one as well. That one's not on here. Ooh, okay, so Float. I think Float is going to be my close third. Oh, but I love Float Like a Butterfly. Really like Winter Soldier, trying him out, but also you talking about Hulkling got me to try him and realize how cool defensive protection can be. Yes, defensive protection is the best. Nice. Okay, instead of Float, I'm still kind of like having this mental battle. Should I throw Float in here? I don't think so. I think the other card in Justice that I would like to see is Under Surveillance, mainly because I'm a solo player, and Under Surveillance can help Justice solo a lot, especially on those low cap main scheme thresholds. So Under Surveillance is you attach it to the main scheme and you increase the threat cap by 4 threat. What's up, Leroy? How you doing? Did it come with Nick? Oh. It did. Ah, sick. Let's go with Flow Like a Butterfly. Nice. Okay, so so the 2 Justice cards are going to be Skilled Investigator and Flow Like a Butterfly. Ah, I like that so much. Yeah, I'm happy. I am now realizing how little mental energy I give reprints when I'm doing an unboxing. So I just throw it away. But thank you. Yes, good catch. So Under Surveillance, we got our wish. Was reprinted into the current environment. But yeah, I think Float Like a Butterfly. That feels really solid. So anytime a card you control damages a confused enemy, increase that amount of damage by 1. Whole other way to play. Don't use the confuse for the confuse. Use it as a prerequisite for extra damage. And I like it a lot. So, beautiful. Yes, I like Float Like a Butterfly. I'm so happy that Under Surveillance got reprinted. Nice. Overwatch would be funny. I left out Overwatch. I think Overwatch is too strong of a card. And so I wouldn't mind it not being in that current environment. Not gonna lie, the environment gives me a headache. I'm glad I'm in a position that I don't have to worry about. Yeah. I like Turn the Tide too. Turn the Tide is really good. There's the whole kind of whenever you defeat a side scheme, do X style archetype and play style. Turn the Tide is a solid addition to that. I saw Chance Encounter as well from Matt. Those are really good cards. And then Followed would be another one. One Way or Another is a deck staple too. I agree. I almost put One Way or Another on here, but I didn't because I specifically avoid putting One Way or Another into my decks because I've played it so much. That's why it's not on my list. That being said, it's probably worth getting reprinted into the new environment, especially because we have all the minion summoning and the other aspects. I guess we do have uh, infiltration and justice for the minion summoning, but one way or another feels like a card that yeah, I didn't put it in. Just I play with one way or another too many times, and I think that it's so very strong when it comes to solo that it makes it hard to like run a different style justice deck. And so that's why it wasn't in my list to reprint. But it's really good. You get to choose the side scheme instead of discarding into it. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so Skilled Investigator, Float Like a Butterfly. That brings us to our 8 aspect cards. Boot Camp, Follow Through. We have Reinforced Suit, Clarity of Purpose. Hard to Ignore and Repurpose. Skilled Investigator and Float. And we have 2 more, which are our basic cards. Again, no allies. I would you all be okay with them if they reprinted ally abilities on different allies' names as they rotate through the current environment and different traits? Like, I don't know. It could be close, right? Like you could have a Ironheart when played, draw a card with different stat line, different like I mean, like you could reuse some of those stats and everything. But all right. So the basic cards I was struggling with a little bit more because the basics are a lot of the basic cards are very team focused, and I wanted to create a list that was agnostic enough to the team so that it would rotate through as we were in the Defenders wave. And then like I don't necessarily want the I was having a hard time justifying like putting X-Jet in a Defenders wave reprint. And when the X-Men are not, or we don't have a ton of X-Men that are like our current environment legal to then print the X-Jet or Utopia or X-Gene or any of these cards. And so a lot of basic has been trending towards catering to different teams as I was looking through them. But the 2 that I came up with, I'm okay. I like. It goes back into enjoying Float if we do have Sonic Rifle. The first one is Side Holster. Side Holster is a card that allows you to control another restricted card, and I think that keeps design space open for a lot of unique paths in the future. So if you have you can only have 2 restricted cards. This opens it up to 3, and it's a high cost card in your deck, card played, resource lost to open up that 3rd slot. But if you then have heroes that can capitalize on that, that feels fun, and it feels like you can design around that. And so Side Holster feels like a card that can open up more archetypes than it currently has, just as we go into the future with more reprints. I don't think that they should reprint anything, create new versions of old cards, like a new type of Hone Technique or repurpose. Okay, I could see that. I could see there being a mix of that. I could see there being a mix of it. I could see repurpose being reprinted and then Hone Technique being tweaked, or vice versa. I just picked those 2 as a suggestion. I'm trying to think of like what that would even look like. Hone Technique, I think, constricted aggression a lot, which is why it's not on the list to reprint. But like, could they somehow write Hone Technique in a way where you get the same effect, just slightly more balanced or something? It'd be cool. Imagine a Justice version of Hone Technique or repurpose, but for another trait. Be cool. Be really, really cool. So Side Holster is our first basic. Second basic. Now I have to double check to make sure. I don't think it was. Yep. Second basic card that I have on my list is Ready to Rumble. So, um, Ready to Rumble is a one cost upgrade that allows you to ready whenever you change form. And so a lot of times this is going to be for characters when they flip like in the hero alter ego, they need to heal or they need to use that basic activation. But whenever you change forms with like Hulkling, that is considered changing form, I believe. Whatever. If you have Spectrum as she changes forms, you can get to ready and everything like that. And it creates fun interactions for specific heroes. It's not unfortunate. That's okay. Well, as soon as I said it, I was like, I don't actually think that does work with him. But like Angel, Wasp, Ant-Man, Spectrum, things where you can change out like your form, Vision, Shadowcat. Those are all considered forms. And so whenever you change to a different form, you can use Ready to Rumble to ready your hero. And so I really like it when cards enable special utilizations, or they can be utilized differently by different heroes. And that opens up some fun design space. I think. And so those are the two that I had for basic, Side Holster, and Ready to Rumble. That finishes out our 10 card. We got Boot Camp, Follow Through, Reinforce Suit, Clarity of Purpose, Hard to Ignore, Repurpose, Skilled Investigator, Float Like a Butterfly, Side Holster, and Ready to Rumble. So I'm curious what you all think. Are there other aspect cards that you wish would be reprinted, or if they had like a reprint Hulkling pack or something, a reprint aspect pack, just read Hulkling again, reprint aspect pack, if you would like to see cards in there. Because I don't know, it was a fun thought experiment. And let me double check who asked about that. Yeah, that was Mark Griffiths that suggested that. And I thought that was kind of fun. That was a fun thought experiment. I enjoyed doing that. Could I ask Divider Central to make dividers for Civil War? I don't know Divider Central. Who? Huh. Yeah, I really like Tesseract. I think I used their dividers for Lord of the Rings. Really cool stuff, and it would drive me insane if they did not do one of the waves, because I really like everything looking the same. I would say that any card being present in more than 30% of the decks since publication should not be reprinted. Any cards below 5% either. Strength Energy Genius. This is always a fun conversation, I think, ever since D20 brought it up. Do you apply that same logic to the resource cards? What's up? How you doing? Because, or those kind of the, like not including those, just because the doubles make the world go round. Hall of Heroes. Ooh, Hall of Heroes would be great. Hall of Heroes is a really, really good reprint. I like that one. That's a good one. Okay. But like I could also see them reprinting Hall of Heroes with a different theming. I would be okay with that, I think. If you had a Defender version of Hall of Heroes, maybe it did something slightly different, or maybe it did the exact same thing and it was just themed as a different card. And restricted to Defenders or something. And then Hall of Heroes was restricted to Asgard. Like, I would be okay with that, I think. I love some of the older aspect ally cards to get reprinted that are out of print. Captain America, War Machine. Although we did get Dr. Voodoo reprints. Yeah. Ally cards are it'd be nice to just have an ally pack as well. That'd be good. For me, there are staples, which are cards that are considered to include in most decks, and super staples, which basically start in your deck. Like Sorcerer Supreme from Mystics. Is that what you're thinking, Leroy? Hall of Heroes, but use Avenger Towers or something to reprint Hall of Heroes. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, you could have thematic versions of different cards. And I think there have been a decent bit of, like, custom content that will do this. Well, they will like re-theme Symbiote Suit to be the exact same thing, but just like the Phoenix Force. That was one that was at MCDC. I like that a lot. Sorcerer Supreme under surveillance. Basic doubles, Nick, X. Got it. Yeah. Defender's legal practice. Yeah. Right? Like there's a lot of ways, or a lot of themes that you can pull on to create something that would give us kind of the same effect. I think that'd be cool. But that being said, I don't necessarily know if I want the Hall of Heroes reprint every single wave. Interesting idea for a match of Spider versus Venom with the Spider-Man modular. Spider and her Venom ally versus Venom and Spider-Man. Sounds cool. Oh, that does sound cool. Spider versus Venom. The Spider-Man. That's fun. I think we could do one more for each type and aspect and you just do different art. Yeah, that'd be cool. Any links for the Symbiote Suit custom content? Yes, there are. If you go to mcdc.fun, you can navigate through the drop downs to find the custom stuff. Double resources argument of D20 isn't hitting with me. It's like an anti-weakness in Arkham. Standard set of heroes, you can put those 3 in 97% of the decks. You only have 2. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I think it's interesting because yeah, I just think it's interesting. No, I agree. I like Strength, Energy, and Genius. I don't necessarily like want those removed. I just think it's fun to kind of talk about. Technically have 32 slots. Oh yeah, because you can go up to 50. Yeah, Strength, Energy, Genius. I like them. I think I was thinking about it, and I have not thought very hard about this idea, but I think it'd be interesting if like this would probably have to be done at the beginning of the game, but if you had something like you could only have 3 or 4 resource cards in your deck, Strength, Energy, and Genius being some of those resource cards, but then making resource cards way better than Audacity is. Sick. Have fun, Adam. Yeah, so if you had like Audacity, whenever you spend it, deal damage equal to the cost of the card you use to spend, or use this card to pay for, or something along those lines, like just way better than deal 1 damage. So that you would have to make a decision. Am I putting strength or am I putting this aggression resource in my deck? And then you are limited to the number of resource cards you could put in your deck, because like these are the best cards in the game. The double resources are the best cards in the game. I think that's a fair assessment or a fair statement. So it could be cool to have cards that rival that. Rip Bishop. Oh, yeah. Well, then like Bishop's special ability could be like you can include up to 15 resource cards in your deck, right? Something along those lines. Would you want resource cards that could be used once and then they're banished, removed from the game after use? Interesting. So similar to like a token. I think that could be really interesting. That could be fun. I think I would like to see it where they have the linked mechanic, where when you play this card, remove it from the game and then add a new card into your deck, so you're not diluting your deck, which feels like a really, really powerful thing to do, is just remove cards from your deck. And so if you added a new card into your deck, whether that could be better, that could be worse, depending on the power of that first card, that could be fun. I've been saying that allies are defeated while defending should be banished, removed from the game. Interesting. That's a cool way to play. Strength, Energy, Genius change the value of the draw, are exciting when drawn and accelerate the pace, incentivizes that player to manipulate cards. Yeah. And so like if you could do something very similar to like, what's Ironheart's card? What's Ironheart's resource card where when you spend it, you get to draw a card? right? Same idea behind like it generates one more resource than what you use to pay for it. But like in some heroes I'd rather have the card draw, some heroes I'd rather just have the double. Actually, I'd probably always rather have the card draw. So I don't know exactly how that would be balanced, but that'd be an idea. Should you be able to do a stream where you just did deck building? I'm not sure if that'd be fun for everybody, but I have like 3 of the newer heroes that I cannot figure out. I would at least play with the decks I built. I really like playing with the decks that I built immediately after building them, but yeah. What are the newer heroes that you're having trouble figuring out? I have a hard time. I feel like Silk is eluding me. So is Nick. Nick is tough for me. We do have an older hero that we're playing today, mainly because I wanted to show off the new player board that I got from Buy the Same Token. We'll go to be right. All right, go to face down. So I got the Captain Marvel player board from the Buy the Same Token. I feel like their designs are just getting super intricate. Yeah, so I figured we would try a Captain Marvel game with the new player board and see what's going on. That is all that I have thought about so far. So yeah, it's just like you have like the reflection in the center. It's like a mirror. It's so cool. It's so hard to just pick one player board. Yeah. And I do appreciate that they do the teams. That makes it a little bit easier, but some of the player boards are just sick. I will do a protection Captain Marvel. Heck yeah, I will. The new designs are looking very, very clean. I'm very, very happy with their new designs. It's cool. I want to use Excelsior. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that sounds fun. Okay. Olaps is talking about Tigra, Silk, Nick, Shuri, mostly because Dora Milaje is so much fun. Ready for a fight to flip for an extra card draw? Dude, that actually sounds sick. Let's dive into it. So I'm gonna grab our doubles. These are actually Gen Con 2024 promos. So if you played in, I believe it was it Age of Apocalypse? I don't even know. If you played, you got Captain Marvel and Spider-Man doubles. Any banish mechanism I tested in Marvel concentrates the amount of hero cards you draw, but it makes it extremely strong and boon, not a ban. Yeah. And that's why I was saying like it could be interesting to see if you linked it to another card. So if you had like a worse card, if you had like a bad card, when you played it, got removed, you added a better version to your discard pile. Or if you had a really good card and you played it, got removed, and added a worse card, you would have to try and figure out when you wanted to play those cards. Do you recommend Pool on Spider-Woman? I like Pool on Spider-Woman a lot. Yeah. Cons are fun. Cons are fun. Oh, I figured out how I'm going to do Legacy Current in terms of noting them. So with like the stickers that I have on the bottom right to show that it goes into the binder when it's done. When Clea, I want to do this with Sharpie. I'm going to, if it's a legacy card, I'm putting a dot in the sticker. Focus. And so that tells me that it goes in the binder and is legacy. So if I do want to deck build using only limited environment cards, then I can use that and see. Oh no, the ink wasn't dry. I'm just gonna leave Clea out for a little bit. That allows her to, or me to just kind of see what is legacy and what is environment. The doubles are print and play? I don't know. My guess is that you could find the file somewhere, yeah. You just got your roommates into Marvel Champions? They found your system, made deck building very easy. Nice. Good. I'm so happy. That makes me happy. Upcoming of SymbolCon is relatively close, but I don't think I can swing it with my schedule, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it with my schedule either. But they are doing it, I think, 3 times a year. And they have not announced the summer or the fall dates, but I'm hoping to make it to one of those 2. What binder and pages am I using? The binder is something I found at like Meyer or something. Then the pages, since you're on Twitch, if you type in !accessory, it'll bring up the Google Doc, which has the link to all of the pages and everything. So you can get directly, or you can get direct access. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's just in the video description. I don't think they have print and play cards on the official site, but if you check Hall of Heroes, they have a collection of a lot of print and play stuff. The accessory command did not work. Or check my spelling. There's a decent chance that I have been spelling accessory incorrectly my entire life. Okay, so we like lightning resources. We like Excelsior, which is restricted. After your hero defends against an enemy attack, spend a lightning resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we're going to try and build around this. It's Clea. Dang it. Okay, I need to figure out. Yeah, it needs to be not ink. I think it needs to be a Sharpie because this is super smudgy. If I had my keyboard, I would send it. There's also a decent chance that the command bot that I used got delinked. So they keep Ronin on the official site for years now. Oh, the doubles may be there. The doubles may be there, yeah. Right. If you shoot me a message on Discord, I can get you the link, or it is in the video description of any of my YouTube. Excelsior does invite change of fortune, absolutely. And I think we're kind of looking for ways to have Carol defend. If she has her helmet, she gets +1 defense. And then if she has Cosmic Flight, she gets +2 defense, taking her up to 3 defense, which is decent. I still feel like an armored vest is worth throwing in there because as soon as we can get those stats up, we feel a lot better. And if we're using, our basic defend, we want to have higher health. What's up, dude? My cat has found me. I guess we can go Ever Vigilant as well. And What Doesn't Kill Me. No, I think I'd rather go Ever Vigilant. What Doesn't Kill Me requires physical resources, and I want to kind of flood with lightning if I can. Excelsior is thematic with Marvel. She got her powers from the... Oh, that's fun. That's cool. I'm also going to grab a defensive conditioning. +1 defense, +3 hit points. That feels good. Oh, did you find him? Thank you. Hey, dude. Got energy. I think I want more Ever Vigilant. Remove 2 threat from the main, and then ready your hero. If I'm gonna be defending, that feels. She does not start with aerial, but she does get it with Cosmic Flight. Yeah, the Cosmic Flight upgrade gives her aerial. Do you want Captain Marvel to defend since she wants to heal? Yes, because of Excelsior. So Excelsior, after After your hero defends against an enemy attack, we spend it. So we do want her to be defending. Grab energy barriers. They have lightning resources, so it makes me feel good having those. I'm gonna grab an energy shield. You upset that I'm not paying attention to you, buddy? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4. Okay. Also, playing around with these lightning resources is giving me good practice for Wonder Man, so that's exciting. Is there any way to get Retaliate 3 on a character? Yeah. Dauntless, Cut Both Ways, Black Panther. Would I want Defiance? Defiance is... I think Defiance is probably a maybe, depending on what villain we're fighting. Defiance... Is Defiance a lightning? No, it does 2 damage for 1 lightning. Like, oh yeah. And Ready for a Fight. I'm sorry, not Ready for a Fight. Change of Fortune after you defeat an enemy, so it doesn't necessarily work. Defiance is a lightning. I like the idea of grabbing. What about Cut Both Ways? Cut Both Ways is interesting because it does give you... It's a lightning, so you can use it if you draw it off turn. Which, speaking of, let's grab Unflappable. And Electrostatic. So you can... So Cut Both Ways gives you Retaliate. And then if we lean into tough statuses, could be. Yeah. It is a defense card, which is nice. Because it makes you defend. Which is important. Before we get too far, let's just making sure that there's no key cards that I need to grab, but I am gonna grab a hidden base. It feels good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Flow Like Water could be good. I don't think I'm putting that many defense events in the deck, though. I think a lot of my damage is going to be coming from Excelsior and not an event. I like it. Option is also player. Powerful Punch. Powerful Punch. 4 damage. I like it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Some strategy with Energy Shield and Captain Marvel. I threw one in there. I threw an Energy Shield in there just to kind of see. To answer your question, I don't know. We're gonna see. There's Riposte. I think I would go Riposte over Cuts Both Ways. Energy Shield is better used on allies, which is a good point. We don't have any allies. What allies should we be running? Daredevil feels good. I'm trying to think of just lightning allies, though. Patriot feels decent. Kind of steps on the toes of what we're trying to do with Captain Marvel and her defending. I guess it doesn't have to be just lightning. It's just I prioritize lightning allies higher. Go North Star. North Star feels decent. When a boost card is turned face up, we can deal it damage to North Star and cancel all the boost icons on that card. Feels good. Rogue is strong. Martyr and Luke Cage. Luke Cage, no better energy ally. I have not played with Luke Cage in a long time. And he actually can be played by Marvel. She has so many resources. Oh, the energy shield on Rogue. That sounds fun, actually. Let's grab a Rogue. Where did I put her? There she is. Siren can keep minions around to kill him with Change of Fortune. Ooh. I like that a lot. And she's lightning. Beautiful. That's exciting. I did grab the Quinn Carrier. I probably will grab a Mansion. I find it hard to not run like Mansion and Helicarriers and stuff like that with Captain Marvel just because she has the triple resources and it just feels so good. That puts us at 40. We don't have any cut both ways or repost. I could grab one of them. Maybe Iceman is just better at that though. I'm going to run Siren because I run Iceman a lot more than Siren. And Siren has the lightning, so I can justify it in my mind to run Siren a little bit more. And I agree with you. I think maybe Iceman is the better choice, but Siren is the different choice. Okay, there's Clea. I was like, did I put Clea in here? Nope. She's just over on the side of the table. I think the only thing that I am considering right now is throwing a Defiance or a Riposte in there, or two of them. I think I'm going to grab 2 Riposte because that's going to just fuel our Change of Fortune build. Check Nova for a sec. I like Nova, but Nova cannot trigger Change of Fortune. And that I feel like Nova steps on toes more than he solves problems. That makes sense? I'm looking at S's. Are we running enough for Nerves of Steel? I don't think so. Nerves of Steel only does defense events, I believe. Yeah, and I think we only have 2 defense events in the entire deck. We are not playing Stop Hitting Yourself. That is an interesting idea, though. Hold on, let me grab these. Perseverance is a P. Oh, these are all Ps. Do you think you've played every card, like, at least once? No. I don't think I've... I think I have played the Cosmic Entities. You know what? I'm starting to question that now. I may have. I may have. If I ever used Everyday Hero. That's a good contender for one that I have not. That would be at the top of the list if I have not. I want to say I have just because I wanted to try it one time and it did not work. Probably Resourceful? I don't think I've ever used Resourceful. What villain should we fight? What's up, Salsa? Doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. How are you? Recuperation? I have used Recuperation. in a Hulk deck. We used recuperation to and ready for a fight. It was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed that one. How you doing, Salsa? Brains over Brawn. I think I did a video on Brains over Brawn, and so I built a deck for it, I believe. Playing board games recently, did a challenge where he played every card in Arkham Horror. That's fun. Okay, that's cool. That's a fun one. Yeah. I like that. Okay. Do we want to play someone new? We want to play someone old? What are we feeling? Every single card in Arkham Horror, did they do it so that they did an entire campaign or just like a standalone game? Old Sinister Six. Sinister Six is a fun one. Excited for the Last Spell board game arriving this week and Board Game Camp Weekend. Nice, that's fun. You should add Zax as the encounter set, mostly because he's pure evil and punishes Sinister Mode as villain. I like the Sinister Six. That sounds fun. Especially because there's going to be a lot of minions to take out. I did not put did I put Hard to Ignores in this deck? I just talked about how we kind of needed them, and here we are. We don't have them. Hey, Jason, thank you so very much for the subscription. Have Captain Marvel face herself. That sounds fun. I don't think I've actually... Have I done a mirror match on stream before? I don't think I actually have. Zax makes... it's Sinister 7. They have the power of alliteration. No! Give her all the shield folk for all her mod set? Okay. Okay. That sounds fun. Okay. I've been jamming out to Mumford and Sons recently. That's been on my... And Zax? Oh shoot, I rearranged my mod sets in release order, so now I can't just go to the very back to see Zax. Okay, Zax. Okay, fine, whatever. We'll do it. Shield mod from Agents of Shield. Shield mod from Agents of Shield. Sweet. Got that. Alrighty. So Zax's Shield. Shield Ops. Do we add any from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah, I grabbed the shield from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I need standard. Go one more. Go Infiltrate or Maria Hill. Which one are we feeling? Sounds good. Infiltrate. Okay, what is infiltrate? Is that from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I don't see it. You do martial law. Oh, okay. Martial law. There you go. Perfect. Nice. Beautiful. And we need side scheme or main schemes. I always move these. Like the main schemes for the Civil War, I keep moving where I'm storing them. Here we go. Okay. Because I'm like, oh no, this makes more sense, and then it never does. Captain. Oh shoot. Captain Marvel is. She is registration, right? Hard. Yeah, it is hard to remember all the mod names. We're just gonna pick these randomly. I started a rewatch of Severance. Fantastic. Severance is probably my favorite show of all time. I think at this point I can confidently say that, and I think that the rewatch was better than the first watch, for at least for season 1. Thoughts on Dragon cards? I've never used Dragon cards, but I have heard good things about it. Superhero Registration Act in competitive mode. Cooperative mode, we find the side scheme and reveal it. That comes in with 3. When defeated, place 3 energy cancels on Captain Marvel. My fiance really had some issues with the end of season 2. Oh, really? I loved the end of season 2. You like Pluburus better? Oh, that's fair. I think my gut reaction is that I like Severance more, but I cannot sit here and argue that point with Pluburus. Pluburus has been phenomenal. So good. Pluburus has been really, really good too. I'll be interested to see where they take Pluburus, and maybe my maybe my thoughts around it is that I've just seen more of Severance, and that's why I elevated a little bit higher. Could I explain what Severance is about? Absolutely. Severance is a show where new technology has been developed where you can location lock your memories, basically. And so it's like a cult type organization that has developed it. And so you have, like, if you're severed, you sever your memories so that, like, when you're on the certain level of the like organization's building, you don't remember anything that happens outside, and then when you are outside of that floor, you don't remember anything that happens on the floor. And so you basically create 2 humans in one body, and then the show is basically the moral implications of that, because it turns out it's one person's life is just work, because they remember leaving the floor and then immediately they come back right back onto the floor, because the personality and the brain is basically what location you're in is a different brain. And it's fantastic. It feels like Pluburus in that sense, where it's like, this is an impossible situation, but it creates really interesting moral questions, and that's what I like about it, I think. But Pluburus is fantastic. I just finished the season finale of that. So good. And then These are all Apple. Apple TV has been killing it, I think, recently. That sounds terrifying and exciting. It is. It is. Yep. 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 Because like the two consciousness cannot communicate with each other. And so the person on, they call them the outies and the innies. So like innies and outies cannot communicate, and you have no idea what's happening with the other half of your body. So, you're watching Fallout these days? Fallout, I've only saw season 1. Is season 2 worth watching? Does Civil War Box have any actual solo campaign? I own everything but the last 2 expansions because I'm waiting for relevant heroes. Not a campaign, but it does have, like, you can play the villains in the box normally. Like in a co-op mode or a solo mode. Alrighty. We find that the enemy team finds Energy Channel and attaches it to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a 2/2/18. Let's get her some health. Energy Channel has a force response after a leader, ally, or a hero attacks Captain Marvel. Place an energy counter here. Then if there are 4 energy counters here, remove all of them. She attacks the character and the attack gains overkill. Then after Captain Marvel attacks and defeats a character, place 1 energy counter on Energy Channel. Alpha Flight Station says that when it's defeated, we place 3 energy counters on Energy Channel, and it has an amplify icon. We got Homeland Security. Each minion gains guard. Cool stuff. Alrighty. I'll say that Civil War has some of the most fun heroes and villains I've played in a box. Nice. I agree with that. My favorite part about Civil War is 16 mod sets. It's so much variability that you can add into any different encounter, and that's the highest point of Civil War for me. Also, Hulkling is a lot of fun. Say that Civil War, you rank it very high. Same. Think about rewatching Legion. I've not seen Legion. Is that something that I need to watch? Agathena? I don't know Agathena either. There's so many good shows nowadays. It's so good. My wife and I are rewatching Shrinking. I get those 2 S ones confused. Shrinking to get ready for the new season. I need to The Pit is coming out, which is a really exciting show. I enjoyed that. Season 2 of Fallout. But I feel like it's better for hardcore fans of the games. Okay. I need to finish Last of Us. There's so many shows. Stretch 22 is able to beat Heroic Ronin with Protection Tiger after failing with Leadership Spider-Ham. Kind of crazy. Oh geez, yeah. That's intense. We've got a Photonic Blast, an Ever Vigilant, a Photonic Blast, a Siren, a Energy Channel, and a Cosmic Flight. I think I'm going to mulligan these 4. I'm going to keep the Energy Channel and the Cosmic Flight. I want the Cosmic Flight because I want the aerial so that I can get additional defense with her helmet. And then Energy Channel is a nice just resource sink. Got Luke Cage, Spider-Woman. That's nice. Rogue. And an Alpha Flight Station. Cool. Is this an aerial deck? It's a pseudo aerial deck. It's nice to have aerial, but it's not required to have aerial, if that makes sense. So like, we have Ever Vigilant in the deck, which helps. And then we also have the helmet, which gives us a defense. It's more of a perfect defense build than anything. Marvel's Agatha. Got it. I don't think I watched that, actually. I haven't seen F4 either. I need to do that. Okay. Let's do it. So Carol has Commander. We can choose a player to draw a card. I'm going to choose myself. We got an Armored Vest. I'm going to use a Luke Cage to play an Alpha Flight Station. Then I can exhaust Alpha Flight Station, discard a card from my hand, which will be Rogue, and then draw 2 cards because I'm in Carol. Another Energy Channel, and a Photonic Blast. Okay. I was like, there are a couple of different play lines that we have. We can go Spider-Woman, confuse the villain, and then stay down and build. We could, and then get the Armored Vest out. We have another Cosmic Flight coming, so that could work. I kind of like that. That feels like a decent option for us. We are losing the energy channel, which is sad. I think I would. I mean, this is not a horrible play either. Is to play Spider-Woman, drop energy channel, and then hold Cosmic Flight. Ariel gives us a lot. I think we'll do that. I want to hold Cosmic Flight because we can just turn Cosmic Flight into a card draw next turn if we draw a second one because it's the lightning, or we could drop it on the energy channel. See you, Matt. It's amazing. Okay. You're talking about Agatha, and this is Agatha All Along. Is that the show that we're talking about? I think I want to do that. That's Spider-Woman. She's gonna play Confuse Captain Marvel. Spider-Woman is going to go ahead and thwart Alpha Flight Station down to 1. Then we're going to hold Cosmic Flight. I'm going to stand up. 6 cards. We got Ready for a Fight. Okay, nice. Crisis. Energy Barrier. Crisis. And a Repost. We're going to throw 1 thread here on the main. Captain Marvel is confused. Our encounter card is Rapid Response. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. If I'm in alter ego form, place threat on the main scheme equal to that minion's scheme. 2. So we're going to go up to 3 here. Nice. Okay. Carol, Commander, will draw a card into Unflappable. Nice. I'm going to exhaust Alpha Flight, toss a Crisis to draw Defensive Conditioning and a Marvel's Helmet. Well, that seems good. Okay. Want to play Unflappable, want to play Helmet, and I want to play Defensive Conditioning, and that feels good right there, honestly. Because that's going to give us +2 defense. It's going to give us the Unflappable trigger. Put that online. We cannot use our ability, so I think what we'll probably do is just take the initial hit from Captain Marvel undefended. We'll take a decent bit of damage, but then we'll be able to trigger her rechannel ability for multiple rounds to come. We don't have any cards that require us to have a certain amount of health, so we might as well just take that hit and then worry about that later. Okay. So let's flip up. I'm going to go ahead and thwart and clear Alpha Flight Station, which will add 3 counters to Energy Channel. Spider-Woman will go ahead and thwart the main to take this down to 1. I'm going to play Unflappable. I'm going to play Captain Marvel's Helmet, and I'm going to play Defensive Conditioning. So that's going to give us +3 hit points. Takes us up to 15 hit points. And we have +2 defense right now. Once we get the Cosmic Flight out, we will have +2 more defense. So we're at 3 defense now. So that feels good. Okay. 2026. No, I've been doing it too long. There we go. Alrighty. It's exhausted. Let's stand up. We've got Excelsior, Energy Shield, Hidden Base, Repost, Quinn Carrier, and that's it. Agatha All Along is very good. The problem, first 2 episodes did not draw people in. It got a bad name. Oh, that's sad. Okay, but okay, it's good to know that it's worth sticking through the first two episodes, and then is it just one season? I think it's just like a one season thing. Now that we're saying it, I do kind of want to rewatch WandaVision too. Sick. Go one here. Captain Marvel is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost card. I'll take it. 2, 3 total. Takes us back down to 12. But now we can use rechannel. Then our encounter card is Captain Marvel's helmet. We are ignoring unique here. She gains stalwart. After you make a basic attack against her, spend 3 resources of the same type to discard that card. Yikes. At least we don't have to really get rid of it for a while, considering the only status condition that we have for Captain Marvel in the deck is Spider-Woman, and she's long gone. So once we like shuffle the deck, that's probably when we'll look at trying to get rid of that. But yeah. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and Alpha Flight Station a repost to draw into a mansion. I have not seen any of my doubles or my energy channels. So that's kind of crazy. Let's use Energy Shield to rechannel. We'll heal 1 and draw a card, which is a Ready for a Fight. I'm going to use Ready for a Fight, Mansion, and Hidden Base to play Quincarrier. Quincarrier will play Excelsior. Just get it out. We have it ready now. Captain Marvel will thwart 1 off of here. I could attack Captain Marvel, but I don't want to take this energy channel right now. We still have 13 health. We are a tank. We have so much. It's only 9 episodes. Sick. Okay. Nice. Right now, I've been reading like a lot of Wind and Truth, which is the 5th book in the Cosmere or the Stormlight Archives. For whatever reason, I had put that down months ago, and I am consuming that book right now. So that's the other thing that I've been really doing. We got Crisis, North Star, Energy Barrier. I'm starting to think I did not shuffle my doubles in here. Ever Vigilant. Hey, there it is, Energy Absorption. Nice. Go 1 here. Captain Marvel's going to attack us for 2 plus a boost. If you have at least 2 lightning resources in your hand, put Zax into play engaged with us. Boom. Okay. So we take 2 damage. And then Zax is going to attack for 1 plus 1. So Zax gets +1 attack and +1 health for every lightning resource we have on cards that we control. And that is only 1 right now, which is great. And so he's attacking for 3. I will defend for 3. I will take no damage. I will unflappable to draw into a Change of Fortune. Right now I'm trying to figure out if I want to deal the damage to Zax or not. Using Excelsior. I think we're going to drop probably a North Star, Change of Fortune, Energy Barrier. Or we could go Ever Vigilant, punch here for 2. North Star could punch for 2. And then we can take him out next turn. That feels better. So I am not going to use Excelsior, and I'm just going to take 3 damage. We had 11, so we're going to go down to 8. Zax is the true villain. He's mean. He is definitely mean. Yeah. He's going to have 6 health. I don't have aerial. I can't play Ever Vigilant. Shoot. We'll go ahead and deal the 2. Oops. Okay. Let's start by rechanneling into another Ever Vigilant. That's good. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Of these 7 cards, 4 of them are resource cards because I have not seen a double yet. That's insane. That's bad. That's real bad. Okay. Let's go Alpha Flight Station, Ever Vigilant into a Strength. Okay. Okay, that works. We use Strength to pay for the worst costed Crisis Interdiction ever. We'll pay 3 effective resources to remove 2 threats. That's always good. Energy Absorption will play a North Star. We will go ahead and use a North Star to deal 2 damage to Zax, who has 2 health left, because we now have 2 lightning cards, which is perfect for Excelsior. And then we're going to use Ever Vigilant to play Change of Fortune. So if we defeat a enemy during the villain phase, exhaust to draw 2 cards. So, nice. Okay. Beautiful. Let's stand up. We got Ready for a Fight, Energy, Cosmic Flight, Energy Absorption, and a Energy Barrier. There you go. 1 threat on the main. Captain Marvel is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost. I think I defend here. Yeah. I'm going to defend for 3. It's going to be 2 plus a boost. It's going to be 3 total. We take no damage. So a couple of things are going to happen here. I'll go ahead and Unflappable to draw this card, which is a Genius. That's going to deal me an encounter card and shuffle this up. Yeah. Okay. Took no damage. We drew the card from Unflappable. Now we're going to Excelsior into Zax. We'll Coin Carrier Excelsior, deal 2 damage here, which will take Zax out, which will trigger Change of Fortune, which will draw me 2 cards, Crisis, and Rogue. There we are. And now, no damage here. We got 2 encounter cards coming our way. First one being Haywire. Treat the printed resource of each card in your hand as if it was for lightning. Hero action, choose to either discard a card you control with a printed lightning resource or take 2 indirect damage to discard this card. I don't think I'm ever going to do that because the only card that matters for would be Ready for a Fight, and I have Coin Carrier, which I can use to pay for Ready for a Fight. So I think we're good, actually, to just treat everything as lightning resources now. So that worked out. And then we've got Drawing Near. After your turn begins, discard the top card of your deck, place a pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. Okay. Turn begins, pursuit counter. Nice. We'll rechannel. Heal 1, draw 1 into a Siren. I'm trying to figure out if I'm flipping down. I think I may flip down. If Quinn Carrier was not exhausted. I don't think I would, because then I could play Ready for a Fight, but I currently cannot play Ready for a Fight because all of these are technically lightning resources. But I want to flip down to get rid of this, and if I flip down, I want to be able to play Ready for a Fight. And so I think I'm going to discard a card you control with a printed lightning resource, or take 2 indirect damage. I'm just going to take the damage. Go down to 8 to get rid of this. So Haywire is gone. Okay. I'm not going to have used this. I'm going to have done Siren instead, because I realized I needed a specific card here. Nelson, I'm going to a public game of Spirit Island here in Ottawa. 37 players in like one game, or like in the group and you're playing multiple games, or like one crazy big game of Spirit Island. That's cool. I'm working on a custom spirit for Spirit Island, which is kind of fun. I'm going to flip down. I'm going to use Commander to draw a card. Photonic Blast. I'll go ahead and use Photonic Blast to get rid of drawing near. I'm going to Alpha Flight Station to toss a Crisis to draw 2 cards, Energy Barrier, and a Repost. 37 players in one game. That's sick. When is that happening? I need to hear more about this. Rogue will play Ready for a Fight. Raffo. Genius will play an Energy Barrier. Comes in with 3. Energy will play a Cosmic Flight, giving us Aerial and +1 defense. I forgot that they have like the +8 now, which is insane. Okay. We'll go Energy Absorption to play another Energy Barrier. Then we'll repost the Energy Channel. Nice. So the guy running at Usona Board Game Cafe, and he's like a professional board game host. He has an app to organize all the. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, nice. Do you know what you're playing yet? In terms of spirit? Okay, let's stand up. Draw 6 cards. We got Photonic Blast, Hidden Base, Ever Vigilant, Strength, Cosmic Flight, Energy Shield. Add 1. Captain Marvel's going to scheme. We'll use Ready for a Fight to flip to hero form and get attacked instead. I will defend the attack. It's going to be a 2 +3. I am going to deal 1 damage to Northstar. We're going to cancel the boost icons on there. So it's a perfect defend. We take no damage. Unflappable will trigger, and we'll draw into a Ready for a Fight. The board is going to be one long line. Every player already has been assigned. Oh, cool. Who are you playing? I'm a backup, but either the Sun Spirit or Lightning Swift. Sick. Is that how many spirits are in the game? Or are you duplicating spirits? Okay. Encounter card. Shield Soldier. When revealed, put the topmost shield minion in the encounter discard pile into play engaged with you. We got Shield Trooper. With Patrol Invulnerable. When defeated, the engaged player discards 1 shield ally or support they control. Otherwise, place 2 threats on the main scheme. No, my Alpha Flight Station. Okay. Cool. I believe there are 30. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Jealous. I think the highest number of players I played in Spirit Island was 6. We shared a fear pool and an invader card, but we did 2 islands of 3. Stop hitting yourself with spam on this game. Yeah, I like Stop Hitting Yourself a lot. It's a fun card. It's a really fun card. Okay. What are we doing with our lives? I think we're going to Alpha Flight Station. A Cosmic Flight to draw into a Crisis. Okay. Let's go Crisis and Strength to play Photonic Blast on the Shield Trooper. We'll discard Alpha Flight Station as our shield to trigger the when defeated. And then we paid for it using a lightning, so we get to draw a card into an Ever Vigilant. Nice. I'm going to Quinn Carrier to play Ready for a Fight. I'm going to Energy Shield to rechannel to an Armored Vest. That's interesting. I don't find myself really needing the Armored Vest. So I'm going to use Ever Vigilant Armored Vest to play Ever Vigilant to remove 2 threat from the main and ready. And then I'm going to punch the Shield Soldier for 2. Setting him up for an easy change of fortune. And I'm going to hold on to Hidden Base. And we are going to stay up. So let's stand up. Got Hidden Base. I plan on defending Captain Marvel and either using Excelsior to take out, or if some slips through to the defense, then Energy Barrier to take out the Shield Soldier. Hidden Base, Luke Cage, Energy Channel, Repost, 4, 5, Energy Barrier. Nice. It's a whole thing where we're paying him like $20 each, and he's giving it to charity. Oh, that's cool. He lent it out at Legion Hall, so it's a proper event. We may have, I'm not familiar with Legions, but we may have them. That's really cool. That's really, really fun. I like that a lot. What's up, Shibi? How's it going? Nice. When is it happening? Okay, we'll throw 1 threat here on the main. Captain Marvel is going to attack. I am going to defend for 4. She's attacking for 2. I'm drawing a lot of cards. We'll Quinn Carrier Repost. So we're defending for 6. She's attacking for 2, plus 2. No damage is dealt, so 3 damage is dealt to her. That is not an attack, so it does not trigger Energy Channel. So we are good there. Unflappable will trigger, so we can draw into a mansion. Shield Soldier is going to attack us. I'm just going to Energy Barrier and ping. So Shield Soldier dies. Change of Fortune triggers, and we get to draw into a Ready for a Fight and a Photonic Blast. Nice. It's this Saturday. Cool. 11:30 and go to 8 p.m. That's so cool. I can't wait to hear more about that. I hope we can talk a little bit more about that next week because I'm really pumped to hear how that goes. That's a lot of fun. That's so much Spirit Island. I love it. Sick. Dark Designs. Plays pursuit counter. She is scheming for 3. Reveal this card. She gets +1 attack. And when she would take more than 3 damage from an attack, reduce that amount to 3, then discard this card. So this is going to go up to 4. Okay. Gross. She's down to 15. I got a lot of cards in my hand. I'm going to, at the very least, use this energy barrier to heal and draw energy absorption. Beautiful. Break, yeah. Ready for a fight. Energy absorption will play in Avengers Mansion, which we'll use to draw a card, which is Crisis. Hey, buddy. I'll take some pictures. Yeah. That'll be a lot of fun. Now I think I'm going to play Spirit Island on Thursday. That sounds fun. What's going on, buddy? My cat wants to be loved. I'm going to go ahead and use Energy Channel and Photonic Blast to play a hidden base. It comes in with 3 stronghold counters. Whenever I flip down to Alter Ego, I can exhaust it to get a tough status card. Then I'm going to use these 2 lightnings to throw 2 more onto here. And I'm going to flip down to Alter Ego. Oh, I guess I'll draw this card. Spider-Woman. Nice. She has Stalwart, though. Get an encounter card. Stand up. Hidden base gives us a tough. Perfect. I'm worried that with 37 players, we'll make the game either too long or way too short. My guess is that it would go into the too long category. That's a lot of fear. That's a lot of fear that you have to deal with. And that would be but I mean, like, you, I don't know. I envision it just being a ton of fun. Like I could see it not really working exactly how we want it to, but like I could also see it be like, okay, like that was definitely worth it. Okay. Let's stand up. I saw Hamilton. Absolutely phenomenal. That was my wife and I's Christmas gift to ourselves this year. So Hamilton's touring in Cincinnati. Went and saw Hamilton. Absolutely incredible. The person who is playing Washington right now has the deepest voice, and he just has like this commanding presence. Like, I'm getting chill bumps, like just like thinking about like that performance. It was fantastic. What's the best Discord to join for Marvel Champions? It's a good question. What do people think? Got Spider-Woman. Do I hang on to Spider-Woman or do I toss? Oh, hang on. I need threat. Energy Channel. Luke. Armored Vest. Photonic Blast. Alpha Flight. Let's go. If you play Spirit Island on Thursday, would you be willing to try the Spirit you're designing or the Sun Spirit? I would do the Sun Spirit. The Spirit I'm designing, I have not played yet. And so I have no idea of the balance. But the theme is Sandstorm. So it has 2 kind of routes that you can play. It either really likes sacred sites or it really likes to be spread out. And based on if you hold sacred sites or if you're spread out, you have like different play lines. But yeah, I'll try the Sun Spirit. I love the Sun Spirit. Relentless gaze of the sun. That sounded so nerdy. I love it. Captain Marvel is going to scheme. Yeah, I'll trigger ready for a fight. Flip up, she'll attack instead. I will defend. So she's attacking for 3, defending for 4. She attacks for 4. No damage is dealt. Unflappable triggers. We get to draw into an energy shield. Okay. We got Disavowed. Increase the cost to play each shield card by 1. Of course, right as we draw Alpha Flight. I love it. Place 1 threat here for each shield card in play. I believe that's 0. So 2 threat. Nice. Then we've got Evil Alliance. We're getting our Nemesis minion. Young Rog. After Young Rog attacks, place 1 threat on Psyche Magnetron. Place 1 additional threat here, so that comes in with 4. Okay. We got this. Villain Theory and Nelson are both very active and friendly discords, and the most toxic thing about them is the argument over a deck should be 40 cards or not. Yeah, I have a Discord. I've just, it's not that I have stopped using like the channel. I don't post a lot in any Discord. I don't use Discord as a social media that frequently anymore, and so I can't really speak to a lot of the Discords. But yeah, there's a Discord that I have, which is in the description of the video that you're watching right now, that has a link to it. Villain Theory has one. D20 has one. There's a Marvel Champions HQ, or there's a Marvel Champions one. That's a I don't know who it's run by, but that one's really big. So there's a couple of different options. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? We actually have a lot of issues right now. That's where we're at. Let's start by a mansion. Draw into an Ever Vigilant. That actually helps a lot. Beautiful. I'm going to Luke Cage to rechannel into a Genius. Beautiful. Oh, you love to rechannel into a double. Let's go Ever Vigilant with the Genius that we just drew to take this down to 3. And I get to ready. Captain Marvel will go ahead and thwart 2 off of Disavowed. There we go. Okay, let's go Quinn Carrier, Energy Shield, Energy Channel to play Photonic Blast to deal 5 damage to Yon Rog. Take him out. I did use a Lightning, so I get to draw a card, which is a Crisis Interdiction. I have to eat this Cosmic Flight at some point, and I don't want to. I don't want to do it on the Energy Channel, that's for sure. So I have to do it, I believe. Does Luke Cage have 3 attack? No. I have to do it on a Photonic Blast or just eat the Energy Channel. Because it reduces it down to 3. So I think I have to do it on a Photonic Blast. That'd be the best way to do that. I'll go Crisis to play an Alpha Flight Station. I'll use the Alpha Flight Station to discard Spider-Woman and draw into a Energy Barrier. I'll use the Energy Barrier to play a Armored Vest. And I think I need to just start hammering Excelsior on Captain Marvel. That's probably the play. Okay, let's stand up. And maybe I don't even have to. I need to clear this at some point, because that's just going to be wasted. We got Energy Absorption, Raffo, Ever Vigilant, Cosmic Flight, Crisis Interdiction. Go up to 4 here. Captain Marvel is going to attack us for 3. I will block with the Captain Marvel for 5. +1, no damage. We get an Unflappable to trigger and draw into a Rogue. And we will use Crisis to Excelsior to take this down to 3. Yeah, I just need to start doing that ping damage. We get 2 cards because we never cleared Psyche. Join us on Villain Theories Discord. Very active, not a huge amount of people. Nice. The really big one is run by MCM. Okay, it is? Cool. Yeah, that's a good one. Just like lightning. When revealed, each minion activates against the player it is engaged with. Otherwise, the enemy leader activates against you. Do not give it a boost card for this activation. Alrighty, so it's going to attack us for 3. We'll knock the tough. Okay. And then we've got Energy Absorption. Place 1 energy counter on energy channel. And then heal her for 4. Gross. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. Mansion will draw us a card into a repost. We'll use a repost and an energy absorption to play Rogue. Rogue will deal 1 damage to Captain Marvel and then thwart for 4 off of Psyche Magnetron. Because we get to add Captain Marvel's printed ability, or printed thwart to her thwart when she does that. We've got Quinn Carrier for a ready for a fight. I'm going to flip down, triggering Hidden Base to give us a tough. Commander will draw us into a strength. I'm going to Alpha Flight Station the Ever Vigilant and draw into a Ever Vigilant and a Photonic Blast. I'm going to Strength to play a Cosmic Flight. And then at the end of my turn, I'm going to toss the I'm going to hold on to the Ever Vigilant and the Photonic Blast. I think we're going to use both of those. But we do have the Ready for a Fight ready to go. So let's stand up. Photonic Blast, Ever Vigilant, Siren, Crisis, Repost. There you go. And an Energy Absorption. Nice. Let's go up to 5. She's going to scheme. We're going to flip using Ready for a Fight to change to Captain Marvel and defend. Oh, yeah, defend. So she's attacking for 3 plus a boost. No damage has been... Oh, wait, actually, I wanted to repost that. Hold on. We'll go Crisis to play repost. So, still no damage, but we deal 3 here because we took no damage. Unflappable triggers, we get to draw a card into a energy. And then we've got Excelsior and let's see where my ready for a fights are. We got 1, 2. I'm going to cheat. Did I put 3 in here? I did. Okay. So I'm not going to use the Quinn Carrier. I'll use Siren to pay for Excelsior and deal 2 more. If you like Winning Hand Podcast, they have a sub-channel there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that there's a sub-channel in the Discord. That's fun. We got 1 encounter card, Kree Manipulator, Surge. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Oh no, that takes us to 6. Surges into Strategic Overwatch. Give the enemy leader a tough status card. Tough. Okay. Mansion will draw us into a Photonic Blast. And then I will Alpha Flight the Photonic Blast to draw into Ready for a Fight, which will give us a card. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have North Star attack first. I'm going to have North Star attack first. Captain Marvel will attack back with Overkill, which will knock my Tough and North Star. But that way we can clear the energy channel and get North Star back into the shuffle. I actually don't know if I wanted North Star back in the shuffle, but here we are. Okay. I'm going to Energy Absorption to play a Photonic Blast to deal 3 damage to Captain Marvel because of the Cosmic Flight, reducing it down to 3. And then I get to draw a card because I paid for it with a lightning resource. I am going to use a energy to play Ever Vigilant to remove 2 threat from the main and ready. And I need a counter on energy because I just attacked her. I am going to use Repost to rechannel, draw a card, to a Spider Woman. I'm so ready. I'm going to use Rogue to thwart for 4 off the main. There. Yep. Spider-Woman will play a Ready for a Fight. Quinn Carrier will add another channel to Energy Channel. I will basic attack Captain Marvel, and I will Energy Channel to take her to the second stage. That'll take her to 3 counters there. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. She cannot take more damage this phase. And there we are. Okay. I'm going to flip down. I'll draw a card using Commander. I'm going to hold on to Energy Channel. And we'll hit him base. Get that tough status card. Okay, let's stand up. Feeling okay. Got Energy Channel, North Star, Ever Vigilant, Strength, that's 4, Rapho, Siren. We got 1. Captain Marvel is going to scheme for 3. We could just let her scheme. Yeah. She's scheming for 3, 4, 5. Takes us to 6. If we lose the main, we lose the main. We got 3 encounter cards. First one, Photonic Blast. Discard an ally or support that I control. I'll discard Rogue. Next up, we got Crisis. She schemes, place an energy channel on. Okay, so she's going to scheme for 2, 3, which will pop the main. The enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a side scheme and deals it to each player on your team as a face down encounter card. So we're going to Grim Rule this to be Psychic Magnetron, probably not that. I think Disavowed, maybe. Shield Patrol, probably not. Alpha Flight Station. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out the worst ones, and then we're going to choose them randomly. I finally got our doubles. Yeah, right? The Thunderbolts. That's worse than Disavowed, I think. Thunderbolts is... I don't have my dice. My dice are over there. Because I used them in my... I got Thunderbolts. Used them in my recent Cosmere. I did a one-shot, which was fun. It was a ton of fun, actually. Then we've got Shield Soldier. When revealed, put the topmost shield card. Or shield minion. Which comes in with the when defeated. Yo! Okay, well that was exciting. That was really fun. I love that. Okay. Captain Marvel came in with 22 health. Okay. Commander will draw us a card into an Ever Vigilant. I will Ever Vigilant Alpha Flight to draw 2 cards. Photonic Blast and a Energy Absorption. There we go. Alrighty. Mansion will draw us a card to a Repost. Okay, sick. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and flip up to Captain Marvel. Let's use North Star to rechannel into a Luke Cage. Okay. Let's use Energy Absorption to play a Photonic Blast. We no longer have Guard here on our minions. Hey, what's up, Jeff? How's it going? So Photonic Blast to deal 5 damage here. Then I draw a card because I paid for it with the lightning. We add, and then she's going to attack us with Overkill for 3. I will defend for 5. Put this minion into play, engage with you. Okay, so now we have a shield soldier there. Cool. Okay. I will Excelsior to play Crisis. Use Crisis to deal 2 damage there. Oh, I meant to play Repost. I meant to do that. So that's 3 more. Always forget that. Okay. I'll put a energy channel on the table. Oh, and unflappable triggers because I didn't take any damage for another ready for a fight. There you go. I'll go strength, ever vigilant, ready for a fight to play a siren. Siren will go ahead and attack here for 2. Which will put a energy or a counter here on the energy channel. I'm going to stun the vulnerable. Discard that. Quinn Carrier will put a counter on energy channel. And we're good. I'm going to toss ready for a fight. Let's go. How was New Year's and everything for you, Jeff? Stand up. We got Genius, Crisis, Photonic Blast, Crisis, and an Energy Barrier. So 1 thread here. Captain Marvel is going to attack. I'm going to defend for 5. She's attacking for 3 plus 2. No damage is dealt. I'll use a Crisis, Excelsior. Okay, I want to see if I have lethal here without drawing that card. So that would take her down to 7. This would take her down to 5. Siren could take her down to 0. So we do not have to draw a card. So Excelsior will deal 2 damage. Or that takes her down to 8. There's 2 more. We're good. Okay. Cool. We should be good there. So that's down to 8. Shield Soldier will attack. We will prevent, and ping 2 damage onto Captain Marvel. Take her down to 6. And then we've got 2 encounter cards. First one is Kree Manipulator. Place 1 threat on the main, and then Surge. Into an Under Fire Surge, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Yikes. Zip. Take indirect damage equal to the total number of lightning resources in your hand, which is 2. If your identity was dealt 1 or fewer, okay, that's fine. Knock the Tough. It was dealt 2 damage. Feedback Loop. Each player must place threat equal to the total number of lightning resources in their hand and on cards they control. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 threat on there. And Songbird. When revealed, confuse your leader. Otherwise, you are confused. Alrighty. That was fine. Okay. Energy Barrier and Genius will play a Photonic Blast to deal 5 damage here. And then we will Energy Channel to do the last 2. It wasn't a clean win, but it was a win. Nice. I liked that deck a lot. I feel like the Excelsior really worked with Captain Marvel. Combining that with the Ready for a Fight, there was a lot of fun interactions there. Change of Fortune. When was Change of Fortune printed, actually? Because Change of Fortune could actually be one of the cards that I think should be reprinted. Or is that new enough? Is that Nightcrawler? So it may actually not be in current environment. Yikes. Yeah. I was doing a Change of Fortune Excelsior type build with Captain Marvel using Hidden Base and Ready for a Fight to like flip down, flip right back up. So it was cool. Inspired me to make a Captain Marvel, but I'm going Aggression to do the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. campaign. Any tips? Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know if I have any. Like prioritize a Lightning. She loves her alter ego, so anything with like a Holly Heroes or any alter ego triggers, I think could be really good. You could run an aerial with her, like dive bomb type situation, pitch back. Like that could work really well. Minion statusing cards is huge, especially for AOS. Yeah, that's a really good one, Leroy. Coup de grace is good. Oh, that's the one where, yep, coup de grace, because you discard the minion, you don't defeat the minion with coup de grace, right? Or do you defeat it? Or you ignore when defeated effects? Basically, there's a lot of bad when defeated effects in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It is in the Nightcrawler pack. Okay, so yeah, Change of Fortune is not current environment. Bummer. You ignore, that's it. Okay. Yeah, when defeated stuff is bad. There is a lot of vulnerable in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and so any minion statusing, like Leroy is saying, would also be really, really solid to do. The grab. Nice. It definitely wants you to thwart more than normal. Keep that in mind when deck building. That is true. And Captain Marvel, I think her weakness probably is thwarting. And if you're running aggression, there should be something you should think about deck building around that. I'm gonna try energy heavy with Hulk. Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think if there is. I think Holly Heroes would be good. There's like the aggressive, not the aggressive conditioning, but the the card that will shuffle red cards back into your deck, which could be kind of interesting because she does like Alter Ego so much. That could be kind of fun, especially if you're shuffling like lightning back into her deck. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Lightning, 0, card draw. That's a silly card for her. Yeah. Bring it's really good. Cool. Nice. Alrighty. I'm going to be back on Thursday. I'm feeling Spirit Island on Thursday. I think that's going to be a fun one to break back out. And so probably 1 o'clock on Thursday. Again, I've stopped posting like I like the idea of a spy thriller with Hulk and Captain Marvel. That reminds me of the joke that I saw talking about Maria Hill, like this infiltration mission, and the best way that she does it is just surrounding the island with helicarriers and just bombing the heck out of it. Nightcrawler's in the current environment? Oh yeah, he was the last wave. Okay, sick. Okay, good. Nice. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday, probably playing some Spirit Island because that sounds awesome. Playing some Sun. Sun is a very fun spirit. Excited to see you all there. I've stopped really posting them on the community page, mainly because I forget about it until the last second, and so I make like a upcoming live video, and I feel like that's kind of the same. But if you all don't see the live streams because I'm not posting them on the community post page, let me know and I'll get back to doing that. But Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you on Thursday for some Spirit Island fun. Nice. Peace.